maybe I'm getting this wrong, but it seems that, yeah, there we go. Ubisoft is trying to be the Madden of good video games. Yeah, good luck with that. Anyway, before we go on, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate in the first 10 seconds of posting this video of me knocking on Assassin's Creed. Guys, I just want to tell you something. It's not that I hate the franchise, I just think it's boring as all hell. I mean, honestly, everybody said number 2, I got bored of that. Number 3, I got bored of that. Number 1, guys, I fell asleep playing that. You should never fall asleep playing a video game. You never should. So I'm not going to rant on it, I'm just going to say it's not my sort of game. And the fact that Ubisoft is releasing a game every single year, is that what you guys freaking want? A new Assassin's Creed game every year? What the heck? Weren't we supposed to get a new Assassin's Creed game number 3 in 2012? Oh my freaking god, all these goddamn Assassin's Creed spin-offs are really annoying me. But anyway, that's besides the point. Today's video, we are going to be discussing Nintendo's brand new, super special, awesome, out of this world, extravagant, unbelievable, glamorous, jizzerific, Ryo-Ohki, Scott Pilgrim, Killzone, Triple Winner, Regal IMAX, Click, Nintendo's brand new home console. And I'm just spitballing, naming random things in my room. I'm sorry if that came out kind of cheesy, but yes, that is what we're going to be talking about today. Nintendo and the Project Cafe. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the things that I'm looking forward to in Project Cafe, as well as general information that has been released on the console. So the first thing we're going to start out with is the name. What does it mean? Why is it called Project Cafe? Now, as far as the actual name is concerned, that is not what it's called, because you guys know when something is in development, they really do not want to disclose the full title of it due to marketing reasons, or maybe just because they haven't thought of a name first. But as far as Nintendo is concerned, the past few code names for their projects have had some sort of bearing on what the final product is. The Nintendo Wii, for example. Sorry if I'm kind of, I'm still sick. Surprisingly, believe it or not, I'm not allergic to anything. It's not allergies. So I just must be generally sick. The Nintendo Wii, codenamed Revolution, Project Revolution. What did that mean? It meant that it was going to be a revolution in gaming. And you guys, all of you 360 PS3 fanboys, you guys can bitch, you guys can whine, you guys can moan, you guys can piss, you guys can complain all you want about how much you hate the Wii, you hate Mario, you hate Zelda, you say they're kiddie. Yet, there's no such thing as hardcore. Gore and blood do not equal hardcore. I just want to throw that out there. But you cannot deny the Nintendo Wii was a revolution in gaming. It really was. Good, accurate motion controls in a home console. It was what the Power Glove should have been. And that's why Nintendo proved success with that. And you want to know something? If Nintendo Wii, if it wasn't such a big deal, if motion controls weren't such a gimmick as you put it, then why did Sony and Microsoft me too that with the Move and the Kinect? Why did they copy it? Oh, don't deny it, don't deny it. You guys can't deny it. You guys really can't, because they saw the excess of motion controls. Hey, they jumped on the bandwagon. So right there, you guys are debunked. Anyway, back to Project Cafe. What does the name Project Cafe mean? Now, a lot of people on the internet have said what they define as Project Cafe, what it means, but I really think Shokio put it best. I don't know if you guys have seen Shokio's video on the Nintendo Project Cafe, but when you think of Project Cafe, what do you think of? Well, take the word apart. Cafe. What do you think of when you think of a cafe? You think of an internet cafe, I'm assuming. And when you think of internet cafe, what do you think of? You think of the internet. And what do you think of after the internet? You think of social connectivity, a community of sorts. When I think of that, I think of Starbucks. Because Starbucks, the reason it was such a successful coffee shop was because it brought together coffee and social connectivity, internet all together in one. So, just based on that alone, we can see that Nintendo can be striding more towards social gaming, because in today's generation, social has become the new bandwagon to jump on. Social media, social connectivity, Facebook, Twitter, I'm not going to say MySpace because MySpace is dead, who the hell still uses that? Comment if you do. Xbox Live, PSN, gaming has really become more than just plug and play. It's become a complete social experience, and I kind of figured that Nintendo would jump on this bandwagon in some way, shape, or form, because they'd be left in the dust if they didn't. You know, how they praised Microsoft for their Xbox Live service for not only giving gamers a complete gaming experience, but a social one at that. And I praise Microsoft for that, because if it wasn't for Microsoft pioneering, I'm not going to say pioneering because PC's been doing it a long time, but as far as console-wise, Microsoft did pioneer social gaming, and Sony jumped on that with their version of that, and Nintendo's doing the same thing, you know? After We Speak epically failed, of course. So, from that whole detracting of words, Nintendo wants to focus on social gaming, which is perfectly fine. It's acceptable because in today's modern age, everybody's connected to the internet, and everybody needs to know what the hell everybody's doing at every single second. Twitter. Oh, woke up from bed, making a sandwich, putting mayonnaise, lettuce, eating the sandwich, washing the plate. It's just become to the point that everybody needs to know what the hell everybody's doing at every time. They need to be connected with all their friends. So it's perfectly acceptable they're doing that. There's no shame in doing that. I don't know why people are saying this is a bad thing, because social gaming is a good thing when they're not little kids on Halo or Call of Duty, you know? So it's great because we're probably going to see party chats, cross-game chat, all those features, you know. We really can't say what Nintendo's going to do with those features because it's all up to them, because as each developer, for the most part, gets their hands on one thing, they always do something to make their version unique, you know? And so, social gaming is great. Now, what about the games, Neo? What games is Nintendo looking for on this console? And one of the things I really like about Nintendo is that they've come out and they've admitted that they kind of semi-screwed up with the Wii as far as getting their hardcore market, because the main draw of the Wii was its casuals. I'm not saying it didn't have any hardcore games, but the majority of the draw was casuals. And when you've got gamers who only play Call of Duty and Halo, who don't want to do a little research to see that the Wii has good games and that Mario isn't kiddie, you really lose people, because the modern day person who plays Call of Duty and Halo, they don't got a brain cell to their life, and they don't bash the Wii for good reasons. There we go. I was trying to make it sound so smart, but they don't look to see that the Wii has some great games. The Wii doesn't have as many good games as previous Nintendo generations, but it's got games on there. It's just a lot of people don't want to realize it, because blood and gore means everything to everybody nowadays. Oh my freaking god, if my guy doesn't piss out blood, and if he isn't a bulky ass Spartan and he doesn't carry a gun the size of a dick, well, a large dick, then I'm not gonna buy that game. Yeah, I've heard people say that, and I'm not freaking joking around. So, as far as the game aspect, Nintendo wants to bring in more of the hardcore market. And a lot of the hardcore market, sadly to say it, is people who like guns, and they like blood, and they like gore. I'm just arranging my anime. So Nintendo, from right then, they've announced partnerships with notable developers. Rockstar, for example. Freaking the GTA guys. There have been talks about putting a Rockstar game, they haven't specified what, but they're thinking of putting it on the Project Cafe. And we've heard things around the pipeline from other developers. We can't really confirm it since it's not legit yet, but from there, Rockstar, we can see that Nintendo's striving to get more of the hardcore market into the Project Cafe, and who knows, we might see another Elder Scrolls game. We might see oh my god, I was about to say HD, because I was doing something with British, talking later. Talk about that later, but, you know, they want to get more into hardcore games, simple as that, and there's no problem with that, because Nintendo, amongst the casuals, really, they have a good hardcore market, so this time around, I'm hoping they can make a balance, because I don't want them to alienate the entire casual market, because some of the casual games on Wii I enjoyed, like Wii Sports Resort. I think that's it's the perfect definition of a casual game. Not jump over the water! Not that. That is just garbage. That was a reference to Kinect Adventures, of course. And beyond that, the graphics. Now, this is the one controversial thing about the Project Cafe that everybody's gotten arms about. People are complaining that, oh, it's not going to be powerful as the PS4 and the Xbox 720. What's the problem with that? The Project Cafe, Nintendo says, is going to be more powerful than the PS3 and the 360. Obviously, because it's the 8th generation of consoles. Of course it's going to be more powerful than what's on the market. And so what if Sony and Microsoft come out with new powerful systems? That's always been the deal. But as long as it's HD, I don't think developers are going to have problems with it, you know? And as long as it's a powerful system, like it's got the internal workings of it, it's not like running on slightly better PS3 and 360 capabilities, and I think developers are going to be perfectly fine with it, you know? And the next thing I wanted to talk about with the Project Cafe is essentially the hard drive scenario. Now, I don't know how many people have given too much depth on this, but the one thing that can make or break the Project Cafe is the addition of a hard drive. Because one of the things that really was the downfall of the Wii was the exclusion of a hard drive, because if you're like me, you've got a stack of Nintendo Wii Points cards because you want to download all those old games and those WiiWare games, and you didn't have enough space on it. What did Nintendo do? They added the option for SD card support. Now that's perfectly fine, but do you really want to have to keep 10 SD cards just to, you know, hold all your games? No, you want to keep it on one secure place, and what better thing to do with than a hard drive? They didn't even add the option of using an external hard drive, you know? So a hard drive is a must for this new Nintendo console, because if they are going into the HD gaming world, and if they're going into digital downloads, and if they're going into DLC and patches and all that stuff, this system is not going to succeed if they don't have a hard drive, because that is going to kill them. It can't run on flash memory forever, unless it's like 30 terabytes of flash memory. That's beyond the point. So I think they should put a hard drive in there, like maybe standard 100-something gigabytes, because games are getting pretty massive, and if they are going to give the gamers the options to install their games and such, you know, it's going to take a hard drive, you know, or they could have one with a couple, like 50 flash gigs, and then you got like a hard drive, like, you know, separate things and such. But in my personal opinion, a hard drive is a must for this new Nintendo console, because things generally need a hard drive nowadays. And are they going to be using Blu-ray? Is Blu-ray going to be their standard format? I don't know. Maybe Nintendo might come out with their own type of exclusive disc format that they're going to use. Or maybe they just might use DVD-9 like the 360 does, you know? Who's to say what's going to happen? Since Blu-ray is still a new format as far as gaming is concerned, you know, developers are getting the hang of it, but it's not, they haven't had as much time to deal with it as they have with good old DVD, you know? So we're just going to have to see. And as the months go along and as E3 is approaching us, we're going to be getting more information on the Project Cafe, you guys. So generally, in my opinion, this system, the only way it's going to succeed, generally, is just if it has a hard drive, you know. And it's nice that Nintendo's focusing more on social gaming. It's nice that they're bringing in more developers. But really, they shouldn't miss the eye for the games that got them to where they are with the Wii, because they did make some good casual games, you know. I mean, they made a lot of shovelware crap like Wii Party, Wii Play, and Wii Music, but they had some good ones out there like Wii Sports Resort, Wii Fit, you know. There were good games on the Wii, just people don't want to admit it. And the last thing I want to talk about is the controller design, which is also a controversial point. The controller design, while we haven't been given a concrete definition, Nintendo stated that it's going to be essentially a touchscreen in the controller. Now, this is a time when I really recall thinking of the Dreamcast controller, where they would have that little section in there. So, with this touchscreen in the controller, they say it's going to have some interactive features that'll basically get you more involved in the game. Now, that could vary from developer to developer, because each developer, like I said, they could change it to suit their own styles. Like maybe if it's a first-person shooter game, you can quickly tap on it to switch your guns. It might be basic depending on developer. It might be advanced depending on developer, you know? And being this console codenamed the Stream, is there any possibility you could stream your games? Because I would love to play Super Smash Bros., whatever the hell they come out with, on 4 controllers and not have to deal with it all on one screen. You know, I'd be able to go downstairs and play it. My friend would be able to go to his room and play it, you know. It seems like a pretty cool thing, but I think it would depend from developer to developer. And, yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what the controller's going to be like. Backwards compatibility. Most likely GameCube games. I don't know about Wii, because I think the Wii is going to still sell on its own. You know, it's not like the PS2 and PS3 where, what's what I'm looking for? You could still... Well, you had to upgrade to the PS3 at some point, but I think they'll be able to exist, coexist harmoniously for the most part. And the price of the system, guys, I think this is going to be the first time in a good while Nintendo's system is going to be more than $300. So I'm thinking maybe $400 at launch. Yeah, guys, they're moving towards the HD generation. All this stuff isn't going to be cheap. But hey, we're gamers. We pay for that, so don't complain if it's the price of a 360 or PS3 when they started. Well, not PS3, but you get the drift. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. My thoughts on Project Cafe. Post your comments, video responses. Wait till E3 to hear more information about this. And as always, I will catch you guys later.